This video is sponsored by Pixpa. If there's just one thing that you take away from this video, I hope it's that social media is not the place to display your photos. As I've learned time and time again, you need a website, and you'll thank yourself for making one. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Chris Hagan, a video producer and photographer in Portland, Oregon. And when I started putting this video together, I was going in a completely different direction, mainly talking about business and the potential money to be made with a website. And don't get me wrong, it does play a very important role when you want to attract clients of all types, and we're going to touch on that topic toward the end. But as I built my site with today's video sponsor, Pixpa, I learned a lot about my own photography. Some good, some not so good. But I think it'll help a lot of you, whether you're an established photographer just starting to make some money and have a few clients, or someone who just wants a better place to display their work. So I won't bury the lead here. As I put together my website, it was as good of a time as any to look back at my work over the past few years and decide not only what I wanted to display, but how I wanted to lay it out. Pixpa's user interface made this really straightforward. You're able to search for templates by style and filter them into categories like photography, or music, or fashion, or a whole lot more. You can also pick from a number of preset color schemes, but if you do want to customize everything I just mentioned, from individual colors to how each page is laid out, you can dive very deep into those settings as you put the site together. And here's where I had my, okay, this is kind of fun moment. I put together a few different sections of my portfolio showcasing my better shots. I've got headshots and portraits. I've got a YouTube page where visitors can see some of my video work. I've even got a few sections that are currently hidden. Sports, I don't feel like my portfolio is deep enough there quite yet, but I'm working on it. And some of my brand films and wedding films, I'm just not sure I want them on more of a photography-based site. If I change my mind though, I have started building out those sections a little, so I could just bring it all together. But yeah, back to what made this fun. That would be this section that I labeled Lifestyle and Travel. It's a name that's subject to change, maybe to personal, maybe documentary. I don't know, I'd love to hear your ideas in the comments. But this section, when I was filling out the gallery, is where I started just dumping some of my favorite photos from over the years, especially ones that didn't have a clear niche. Now, it probably or definitely needs fine-tuning and doesn't need all of these photos, which is fine. Pixpa has really fast upload times for getting pictures on the site, and once they're up, reordering them or fitting them into the gallery your way is straightforward and really snappy. But at the same time, I do think these photos serve as a visual about me page. You can see how I light or edit or frame things in other galleries, but I think this one tells you who I am and what I find interesting, kind of where my eye goes when I'm out taking photos every day. To me, it's a better version of my Instagram page. And I think that speaks to all of us. Whether or not you're trying to display your work for future clients or to land jobs, it's nice to have your own gallery customized for you and how you want your photography to be seen. On social media, it's a fact. You have very limited control of when and if your content is seen at all, thanks to the ever-changing algorithm. You don't know how it will be displayed, whether it's on the Explore page or a timeline or your carefully manicured grid. And the grid itself is also subject to change. Plus, are your best shots even displayed there? Mine is more personal than business, and overall, just trying to use Instagram as a portfolio can be a bit of a nightmare. Sure, it can get you attention and help get people to a website, but I think the website is just a cleaner, better way to display your work and your photos and your art. So literally, here on the website, I control the size of my photos, the sequencing, the placement, even how many pixels of separation there are between each photo within the gallery. Now, will this section of my website make me money? Unclear. I hope it resonates with someone, but for you, the creator, even if you don't have any intention of making money off your photography, but still want a clean place to display your work and your galleries, why not try a website? A basic plan is just $8 a month with Pixpa, and if you use the link and the code in the description, at the time of publishing this video, you'll save 40% on an annual plan and 55% on a 2-year plan. To me, it's worth having my own space to display my work the way I want to. Now, all of that said, it is time I let you on what I called the not so good part of my photography. Straight up, I need more portfolio-worthy photography. Headshots are what they are to an extent, and I have a style that I like but can also adapt. For portraits and some of the sports photos that I have that I think are portfolio level-ish, though I think I've demonstrated that I can do good work, right now it's just a little thinner than I'd like, and obviously I'm eager to improve always. But sometimes it takes seeing that to realize it. Until I started to compile what I thought was my better work, I don't know if I could tell you where I was lacking or not, or how many photos I don't particularly love for my portfolio. So building a website helped quantify that for me. A little backstory, my wife and I moved to Portland from New Orleans about 2 years ago, had a baby within that same year, moved houses twice, and both started new 9-to-5 jobs. So a lot was going on that put the side business on hold, and a lot of the word of mouth photo and video jobs and business relationships I made and built over time in New Orleans, they just weren't there anymore in a new city. So how do I get more work? Well, that comes with networking, meeting people, and being able to share what I do have. And again, that needs a website, somewhere professional to show what I can do when given the opportunity. And all of this takes time and effort and a lot of energy, especially when you have a young child. So when it comes to website building, I am glad that Pixpa makes it really easy to update and make changes to the site. Even bigger changes like adding pages or new galleries or banners or headlines, changing entire layouts. It doesn't feel overwhelming. And as much as I enjoy picking a good template that I can mold to my own, I've found creating a page from nothing and filling it in with what I just mentioned, the banners, the text, and photos. It can be even easier than trying to follow a pre-made template, and that's a testament to how easy it is to work with what Pixpa has laid out. Before we go, I'll also say that there are a few more features that really won me over with this platform, especially from the creator for hire side of things. The first is hosting client galleries for delivery. I'd been paying a separate subscription to a site strictly for delivering the final product. And if you aren't doing this yet, it's a much better way than using something like Dropbox or Google Drive. Now, I know for large video files and projects, those cloud storage options work well, but a dedicated client delivery service for photos is just much cleaner. But what I like about Pixpa's service is you can also create apps for your galleries and share those with clients. That way they can view, give feedback, mark favorites, and download on the go from their mobile device. You can also set up a store for purchasing prints and physical products, as well as digital products like presets if that's your thing. If you've been on the fence about when to turn pro or take your photography business to the next level, maybe this is your sign. At the very least, starting your own website gives you control of your photography and how it's displayed. It might also help you kick that imposter syndrome if you start to see that, yes, your photography is good enough to start making money or displaying in a more curated manner. Again, you can save money with the link below, but Pixpa does also offer a 15-day free trial. So it's certainly worth exploring and seeing if it's the right fit for you. Thanks as always for watching. If you found this video helpful, whether you're in the market for a website or not, hit that like button and consider subscribing. We're almost halfway through 2025 at this point, and I've got a lot planned for the channel going forward and can't wait to see you in the next video.